Oh boy. Sit on Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, I am actually here to talk about another band. I have been actually listening to this band today, as of recording this video, which is the 25th, and if you guys are following me over on Twitter, then you already know what I'm going to be talking about today. But before I actually do tell you the band, even though you already know what it is, I want to tell you how I found out about this band. So, I was on Spotify, as I am often, and, well, Spotify suggested that I listen to My First Story Radio, which is not a problem, considering the fact that I love My First Story. They're a great band. But the reason that they suggested it to me is because I am in the top 1% of their fans. Yeah, I am. Let's just take a quick reminder. When did I make my video about My First Story? Oh yeah, it was last year, near the end. Huh. Yeah, that's a problem. But while I was listening to this band, to the radio, I found out about another band, One OK Rock. And that is the band that we are talking about in today's video. One OK Rock. Now, I am a pretty big fan of Japanese bands. You kind of probably have already figured that out, since I listened to My First Story, Sayuri, and Overworld, and Mad Kid, and a lot of others that I've actually done videos for. The point is that I like Japanese bands, and One OK Rock is a Japanese band. They are from Japan, and they have a lot of songs that are Japanese. Then I found out about this song that was on their list that is called Stand Out Fit In. I listened to this song and instantly fell in love with it. It was a fantastic song, and I then listened to some more of their songs, but I actually said, before I started listening to their songs a lot, and listened to the entire album, I sent the song to a friend of mine. You know her as Frank the Dopamine Dog. Her response was literally, I like a lot. The entire album, to be honest. Yeah. And I hadn't listened to the album at this point. I was still listening through some of the other songs on the radio. So I went over, listened to the entire album, and yeah, it's pretty good. Now, here's the thing. If you don't know much about Japanese bands, most Japanese bands are not fluent in English. They speak English quite often, and will curse in their videos, not in their music, not realizing how bad something is, necessarily. Basically, they will speak in very common words. This band was completely fluent. This band is completely fluent. Like, the only problem they have is that's it. Like, truth sounds like truth a little bit. Truth, and it's a lot longer. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's almost perfect. It's just a little bit of a slur, or a little bit of a basically how they say anything that has in it, th. They actually replace it with the z sound, with basically za, zi, zu, ze, zo, and it has a little bit of that still, basically a z-ish sound. But other than that, the entire album, of Eye of the Storm, which is the album that Stand Out Fit In is completely in perfect English. I have never heard a band that was that prolific in English from Japan. Never. And I listen to a lot of bands. Even Hyde, who is currently in the process of coming over here to America to start his own concert tour over here in America, is less proficient in English than these guys are. Yeah. And he's pretty fluent. He is fluent enough where he can hold a conversation, he can sing in English. He just has a little bit that's just not quite right. But no, this band, One OK Rock, is completely fluent. Like I said, it's insane. Now, I have not listened to many their other songs. I have listened to one of their Japanese songs, and that's it. But in all honesty, they are a fantastic band. And it's more proof that we need to actually be promoting these Japanese bands. If you actually listen to a lot of the music that we listen to nowadays, if you actually pay attention, a lot of the music that we listen to has been K-pop. Like, our society is very obsessed with BTS, which, spoiler alert, I have not listened to a single one of their songs. I'm intending to do a video about BTS and my thoughts on them, but I just still have not gotten around to listening to a single song. But Japanese bands are honestly amazing. And these guys are proof that there are a lot of bands who want to work hard and become more, they want people to be more aware of them. They are working hard, learning English fluently enough so that they can come over here and be in front of general audiences. People who aren't just coming to them because of their anime that they played songs in. If you actually look at it, a lot of bands, a lot of their publicity over here in the States is because of the fact that they made a very popular song for an anime, Kanabun. It's because of My Hero Academia recently, but also Food Wars, which, spoiler alert, it's really popular. Even though it's a really weird anime, that's why they became popular. Overworld, tons of different anime. Blue Exorcist, Promised Neverland, My Hero Academia. I believe that there's another one in there that I've listened to recently. Mad Kid, they are popular because of Rising of the Shield Hero. Mrs. Greenapple, I believe that they've done some stuff for Yu-Gi-Oh! As well as Fire Force. These are why these bands are popular over here in the States, if at all. But they're not popular. They're just, people are a little bit aware of them. If you actually look at it, and look at who's listening to this stuff, it's mostly otaku here in America, and most of their fans are over in Japan because people just don't want to listen to them. And that's honestly sad because they have some of the greatest music that I've ever listened to. So, yeah. I will link down in the description a link to the album that I listened to, and I want you guys to actually listen to them. This is a completely English album, so if you aren't someone who speaks Japanese, or doesn't have the patience to listen to Japanese songs, all of them are in English. 2 songs are maybe not completely appropriate for children, and one of them is very clearly labeled as explicit. The other one isn't, but it's not too much. It's basically, in the chorus they say the word sex, and that's it. Just, if your kid, have your parents listen to it first and just tell them one of these songs has the word sex, and I want you to know and that's the only one that's bad that isn't labeled as being explicit. So yeah, that's really it. Just be aware of that. I don't remember what song it is. But honestly, do listen to them. And start looking at other Japanese bands. Because honestly, some of these guys are really freaking good. But anyways, guys, definitely, like I said, show these guys some love. Show other Japanese bands some love. Because they honestly do deserve it. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think of this band down in the comments below. Of course, if you are new, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And of course, if you have any theories about anything I talk about on this channel, please make sure to leave it down in the comments. Of course, make sure, if you are going to leave a theory, make sure to put the hashtag theory review so that you can show up in my theory review video, which will be releasing next week. So be aware of that. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. But on!